It is once again this time of the month where we have to discuss what's hot in Canva. In this episode, I will discuss 5 new features, 3 template categories, and 1 photographer you need to check out. Let's go! What is up everyone, my name is Ronny, welcome back to our channel. If you don't know who I am or what this channel is all about, this is your place if you want to learn anything about Canva. We have tons of tutorials, Diana publishes one, I publish one every week. So if this is your thing, if you want to learn how to become a better designer and use Canva to do so, subscribe to the channel. Alright, today we have a brand new episode of What's Hot. It is already episode 13. Can you believe that? Well, if you are interested in this series, we will have a link in the description with all the other episodes so you can basically understand what's hot in Canva since a long time ago. Alright, enough waffling, let's jump into Canva and discover the new features for this week. The first new feature I want to talk about today is a new homepage sidebar. So if you log into your Canva account, this is where you will land on your homepage. And on the sidebar right here, this sidebar has been redesigned, improved. So what's new in the sidebar, you would ask? Well, very good question. Let me show you. Well, first of all, you have this drop-down menu here with the little arrow, which is going to quickly show you all the different teams you are part of. So as you can see, I am part of 4 different teams here with this Canva account. We have Team Ronny, we have Ronny's team, we have Rebecca's team, and we have Miss Harmon's class, which is a Canva for education. So each one of the team shows you actually if it's a pro account or if it's a free account or Canva for education account. So that's pretty cool. And now you can simply toggle between your different teams right from here in the sidebar and this drop-down menu. You see now I am on Ronny's team. If I want to go to my education account, I will click on the last one right here. And of course, every design that you will see here, let me close that pop-up. Every design that we'll see here will be linked to that specific team you're in. So my main team is Team Ronny. This is where we have the entire team. You see 6 people. Ronny's team is more like my personal Canva account where I do stuff for my own courses and business. And yeah, so this is really an improvement, in my opinion, to quickly switch back and forth your different teams if you do have different teams. The second improvement is that this part of the sidebar has been restructured slightly. So you can now see very quickly at the top of the sidebar everything that has to do with your personal account and project. So these will be your recent design, your project, the stuff that has been shared with you, that will be on top of it. Then you will see a bit further down this sidebar, your team's asset. So you will see the feed of your team. If you click on Team Ronny, I can see the design created by everyone in my team. You can invite new member, that's nothing new. And then you have your tools, which are common to the rest of the team, brand kit, content planner, and then your shared folder right here. So that's the first thing I wanted to discuss, this new redesigned sidebar with the drop-down list to quickly select the right team. The second new feature I want to discuss today is a shortcut to add a hyperlink or a link to another page in your design in your document on a specific element. So as of now, you know that you can add a link to any of the elements or group of elements, and traditionally you would select your element like this text box right here that says follow me on, and then click on the link button right here. It says link. You click on that, you would paste your URL here, hit enter, or you would link to a specific page of your document and hit enter. But now Canva introduces a new shortcut to not have to go through the button, etc., etc. So in order to do so, you just select your element that you want to link on and you press on the Mac Command K, you see it opens this text box. On a PC it would be Control K. So Command K and boom, this opens my link box. So for example, I'm going to paste the link to my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to paste it here, hit enter, and you see now this is now linkable. If I don't want it to be underlined like this, that's fine. I can totally delete the underline. And if I want the LinkedIn box to be part of this, I can very easily undo this. So let me Command K. Okay, I'm going to remove the link and I'm going to group these 2 elements. So I selected them both. I'm going to group them. And now I'm going to Control K again, or Command K on my Mac here, paste my link to my LinkedIn profile again, and then then enter. And again, I don't want this underlined, but now if I present this, let me show you just presenting this, boom. If I click here, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go straight to my LinkedIn. So no more searching for the link button, just Control or Command K, and you will open that dialog box where you can paste your URL. That is for sure a small feature, not so impressive, it's a little improvement, but this will save us a lot of time, especially if you link to a lot of things, if you link to different pages in your document. So check it out. All right, moving on to the third new feature for today. This one is for you guys who create a lot of content for social media, constantly search for new visuals, new photos in the Canva library so you match your design perfectly. So me, for example, I always search for photos. Well, this one is called image recommendation, and Canva is going to help you find photos that are consistent with a photo you already use in your document. So let me show you how that works. I have a blank Instagram post document right here. I'm just going to search for my first photo. So I'm going to my element. I want a photo of some fireworks. Why not? Let's celebrate. And let's make sure we are on the photo tab right here. So tap the second tab. Okay, I really like this one. It's nice and colorful, so I can make this bigger. It doesn't really matter. What I want to show you is this menu here on the sidebar that says Magic Recommendation. Canva is showing me a bunch of consistent photos with fireworks that could be interesting to me to add to my design. So that is how photo and image recommendation works. Canva is just going to recommend a bunch of similar looking photos from the library. Now let's see, I want to search for something else. I'm gonna search for koi fish. Okay, selecting my photo tab, and let's say I like this one right here. So I put it on my design, and immediately Canva is going to recommend me some other photos. So if I click on see all here, what it does is that it recognized that this photo of a koi fish had no background. You see, there is no background here. So Canva, in the magic recommendation, suggested some animals without a background. For example, this one right here. So it is kind of taking different factors into consideration. There's not only photos of koi fishes here. Like if I close that down, in the magic recommendation tab, which is the one you want to pay attention to, it is slightly lighter gray right here. You can see there is no koi fish recommendation, but Canva understood I was using cutout photo for my design. So that's what they served me. So that could be very useful. Let's try another search for, I don't know, let's say a rainbow. A rainbow. Okay, I'm on photo. Let's say I like this one. Magic recommendation right here, showing me different things. So let's see. This one could be something quite consistent with the first one. So this is pretty good. I have multicolored balls right here. So you see, it's interesting to see how Canva is learning from what's in your photo and serving you similar photos in the magic recommendation. So this feature is called image recommendation, and I think it's going to simplify our lives to find some consistent looking visuals. For example, in a presentation, if you're using a certain color palette, this is going to be super useful. And talking about photos and presentation, do not miss the photographer highlight at the end of this tutorial. This is going to be a very good one, especially for our friends watching us from India, Indian content creators. This photographer highlight is for you. Don't miss it at the end of the tutorial. All right, moving on to the fourth new feature for today. This one is called Text tab font search. So this allows you to search for different fonts directly from the text tab in Canva. So let me show you where that is. Okay, so going back to my previous design right here, my Instagram post, this time I'm not working with photos on the side panel here, but with the text tab. So move down a bit to the text tab right here, you click on that, and now what you can do from here, of course you can still start using your font combination and everything. This is still there. You can also use your heading, subheading, and body text. So this is nothing new. You can change between different brand kit if you're a pro user and have set different text hierarchy, text preset right here. But what's new is this search box right here. It says search text. And what I'm gonna do is to type a type of font, right? Or you can type the name of a font. For example, if you know you want to use Montserrat, type Montse, search, and you get all your Montserrat fonts. So I really like that. Let's say I want to try something else. I don't know the name name of the exact font, but I want a bold font. So I just type in bold, hit enter, and then Canva is going to serve me a bunch of fonts that are quite bold, like this one. For example, let me make that text box bigger. So Nord Bold. I didn't know it was called Nord Bold, but I just typed in bold and that's what Canva showed me. So that's very nice because now I have this big space, this big menu where I can actually visualize my font on a dark background. So traditionally, if you wanted to work with font, you would have to select the text box and go to your font box right here. And then you can search from here, but you don't really see what the fonts look like, right? You can say, for example, I want something bold. You can still do the same search, but you see them much smaller here. And it's not as easy, I would say, to really identify which one you want. Now you have this new, I would say, menu and search possibilities right here from the text tab that pretty much does the same thing, but in my opinion, it's a much cleaner overview of your fonts. Okay, it also allows you to search for categories. For example, I want something fun, just type in fun, and here there are like a bunch of kind of fun looking fonts, so brings more, let's say, I'll give this 100 to bring some fantasy to your design. So this for me is a nice improvement for those of you typography lover, always searching for the perfect fonts. I'm still waiting for the moment where we can favorite our font, bookmark our favorite fonts. That would be awesome. But for now, we have this new search functionality and you'll find it right here under the text tab. By all means, guys, these 4 new features I just showed you are available for both free users and pro users. All right, so now let's move to new feature number 5, and this one is for pro users only. This one is something that a lot of you have been waiting for quite a long time. Those of you who use the content planner to schedule their posts on social media directly from Canva. There was a lot of complaint that when you work with a team, you cannot see what your team has scheduled in the content planner. Well, this is now over because Canva introduces this week team view in the content planner. So what this feature does, it basically allows you as the team creator to allow the rest of your team members to see the content that is scheduled in the content planner, and vice versa. If your team schedules a post in the content planner, it will show in the calendar, and this calendar can be accessible to all the members of your team. So let me quickly show you here content planner from my homepage. Okay, so this is my team Ronny. I'm gonna go to content planner. We don't really use content planner to schedule on social media, but nonetheless, we still have the content planner here. So what you want to do, if you had a bunch of content planned out here, you click on the 3 little dots here, calendar options, and you see enable team view. So it says allow your team to view your post. Other team members can also allow their posts to be visible in the team view. So when you connect new social accounts, they will be private by default. Manage social channels to make them visible to the team. Okay, so you can allow your team to view posts of all my social media channels, or you can select the channels that you want your team to be seeing in the content planner. So that's a nice set of features that Canva is giving us to add more collaboration features to this content planner thing. So personally, again, we don't really use it with the team because it's still not compatible with YouTube. I cannot schedule a post on YouTube. Otherwise, I think we will be using it all the time. But when this comes, this might change. So this is a good illustration of how Canva listens to the community, because I've seen this in the community again and again. Hey, when can we see the content that our teammates are actually scheduling via the content planner? This is needed. And yes, it was needed. And now Canva made it happen. So thank you, Canva, for this. Just a reminder, this is a pro feature. So if you have a free account, you won't have access to the content planner. If you want to try Canva Pro, there will be Diana's link in the description. It's an affiliate link for you to try Canva Pro for free for 45 days. So check it out if that is your thing. Wow, this was a nice set of new features. Like Canva really spoiled us this week. Let me know in the comment section below which one was your favorite. My personal favorite was the shortcut to paste a link to any element, but let me know what is your favorite in the comments below. Talking about comments, see, transition Talking about comments, let's have a look at my favorite comment for this week. So every week I review all the comments that you guys leave us on the YouTube channel. I try to select the one that makes me feel the best, makes me a little happier. And this week we have a comment from the lovely Dibyani Sahu. I'm not sure if Dibyani is a male or female name. I'm sorry about this, but let's say Dibyani, if you are watching this, let me know if you are a male or a female. I'd love to know, just out of curiosity. Anyways, Dibyani said, a damn good video, learned a lot. And he or she was talking about episode 5 of Pimp My Design. Pimp My Design is this series where I take a design submitted by a member of our community who send that design to us, and I review the design and I try to improve on the design using the design principles to kind of explain why I'm doing certain changes, why I'm reorganizing the design in this certain way. So Pimp My Design, it is a damn good video. It is. I'm not saying that because I made it, because it is. And this series is a little bit underrated on our channel. Not many views, maybe because you guys don't really know like what kind of information and value it packs. As a matter of fact, let's add a card right there so you can check out this episode of Pimp My Design. I completely reworked a poster for an online event. So if that's your thing, there's a link in the card. All right, moving on to the second part of the tutorial, in which I'm going to discuss 3 new template categories for you to discover. Okay, so to do so, coming back to the Canva homepage, and you can either search from the search box right here, or you can actually go to the templates tab. Okay, so I like to start these searches for templates from the templates tab. It's a slightly different UI, but I believe there is a templates tab, so why not use it? Okay, so the first category of templates I want to talk about is something super relevant if you guys have a lot of meetings. Yeah, meetings. If you're like me, your calendar is probably looking something like this if you work in a big company or if you work with a company at all. So if, like me, you have a crazy agenda and spend a good chunk of your time in meetings, these template keywords are for you. Okay, so the first one I want you to try is meeting agenda. Okay, type in meeting agenda and hit enter, and you will see a bunch of templates right here, which are very cool looking, quite fresh, different colors. They are template for agenda of your meeting. Okay, so I'm gonna enlarge one so you can see. So you have your mood check to check with your team what's going on, and things that need assistance, priorities of this week, highlight from last week. What I love about Canva template is that it's not just filled up with dummy content. This is actual content that you can leverage. So this is one from this category. Let me check another one, like the first one right here. So yeah, we have the date, we have one-on-one meetings. So that is if you have a coachee or if you work with a manager directly. So you have good news, to-dos, blockers and updates. That is pretty cool. It is branded. You have this other one right here. So still for one-on-one meeting. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. These are meeting agendas. They come in different shape and form and colors, but the content is super appropriate if you have a meeting. These points will kind of guide you through the meeting. So highly recommended if you spend a lot of time in meetings. The next keyword I want you to search is meeting minutes. Meeting minutes. And you will notice that these templates are pretty consistent with the previous set. The meeting agendas. So you have meeting agendas and meeting minutes, and these go together. So you can actually create a whole suite of documents for your meetings that are going to look consistent. So for example, meetings note. So minute, if you don't know what minutes means, meeting note, meeting minutes, these are kind of synonyms. So it's basically a support for you to take notes during your meeting. So here you have your agenda, general and roundtable updates, action items at the end of the meeting. It's nice to have a list of action items so the meeting is actually useful. You didn't spend like an hour chatting with your colleague and then what's next? Well, what's next should be in your action items. Who does what, when's the deadline, etc., etc. So these meeting minutes templates will help you keep everything structured, and that's really what they were made for. And they're made in different forms. So minutes of the meeting, you see this one has kind of blocks, different blocks to clearly structure your minute, structure notes. So I really like these. I like that they are made as a suite, as a set of document, and they are consistent with the meeting agenda. So yeah, meeting minutes. And the last keyword I would like you to check out if you spend a lot of times in meetings is agenda presentation. So agenda presentations, hit enter. So these again will be consistent with the rest of the set. For example, you find this one right here. We have team alignment meeting. And then in the more like this, you will find more of the same style. We have your team stand-up, you have your alignment meeting, you have your product roadmap. So if you put all these slides together, you can create an easy deck that you can use to support your meeting presentation, right? So again, you will find these by typing in agenda presentation. And so once you click on one, you will find one of the slides and you can easily identify the other slides of the presentation because they look alike. Just scroll down a bit in the more like this and you find here planning presentation, for example, and there you go, you have your entire presentation. So you can use that to support your meetings. And talking about meetings in this new world, which is a work from home world, a lot of the meetings are, let's admit it, online meetings, like online events or webinars. So webinars is the keyword here. I want you to search for webinar presentation. Webinar presentation is another cool keyword I want you to discover today. I just filtered by clicking on the presentation here. And so this one is a set of new templates of webinar presentation template that Canva has created for those of you who are actually speaking at events and delivering webinars, teaching online to specific audiences. So these are great because, for example, I'm just going to open the first one here, hosting a webinar, learn the basics of masterful webinars. So here you will see all the structure, I would say, of a typical rundown of a webinar. So you would start with an inspirational quote like this, and then you will start talking about the different points on the agenda of your webinar, etc., etc. So the structure here is very well thought of. Let me show you another example of a webinar. Okay, the science lesson, company profile, writing, standout resumes. Okay, so this will be kind of like the title slide of your presentation. And you can see that this one has also some animations going on. So webinar rules. Okay, so you have a little like housekeeping announcement, what we are learning today. So that is actually the agenda of the webinar, etc., etc. Here you have a series of slides that will help you. Obviously, you have to swap the content for your own content, but the structure of the webinar is very clear and follows, I would say, some traditional webinar structure. So these are very good. Again, to find these, just type in webinar presentation. And the last template category I want to introduce today is something for you guys who, like us, love to spend their time on YouTube, and maybe you are a YouTube content creator. If you are, you know how important creating shorts has become today on YouTube. For those of you who don't know what shorts are, let me first type in the search YouTube Shorts. Okay, YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts are pretty much the same thing as TikToks or Instagram Reels. These are 9:16 aspect ratio videos that will show on YouTube. They are less than a minute, so usually they are 59 seconds or less, and they show like short video content in the vertical format. So Canva recently introduced, I believe, 20 or so templates for YouTube Shorts. In order to find them, just type in YouTube Shorts, okay, and Canva will serve them to you. So they're pretty cool, they're pretty vibey. If you see this one, for example, people dancing, there are animations, a lot of colors, a lot of stickers going on. This one is 3 pages, which is pretty cool. This one has obviously a younger type of vibe to it, but if you are into cooking, for example, you have a cooking show on YouTube, you can use this one template to create the perfect peanut butter, banana, and honey sandwich. This sounds like exactly like the type of template I would use. But instead of a piece of bread, I would probably have a pancake. Yeah, I'm a big pancake guy. Every Sunday, actually, I make pancakes for Diana. Yeah, little things you might not know about me. Diana, if you're watching, I would love you to make me some pancakes sometimes as well. All right, moving on to the last part of this tutorial, guys. We have seen new features, new template categories. Now it is time to introduce to you a new photographer that you will find in Canva that will change your life. Let's say it like that. Like, I know it's big words. It will change your life if you are a content creator from India. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Studio India, which is a contributor to the Canva library with some very cool photos about Indian culture and society. Studio India at Studio India has 9 followers, really underrated. So Studio India, let's have a look at their feed and how like beautiful these photos are. So we have photos of sports, spices, family and holidays in India. This is Diwali. What I really like about this. We have some transgender LGBTQ plus community photos, which is super important and very hard to find for Indian people and Indian culture on stock image libraries. So this is pretty rare to come across. So that's another thing that I like here is the diversity. We have photos of children, we have photos of rural India, holiday celebration, portraits, just family life, mother and daughter. And what I like about these is that they are simple and they portrait people doing everyday life activities. Obviously, marriage is a big deal in India, so there's a lot of photos about this. I love that they have photos of rural India as well. So to represent the diversity of how people live in India, beautiful portraits like this lady right here, really love that. Like when I was working with NGOs and fair trade, this photo would have been very useful. People doing basketries and handicraft. So yeah, Studio India is really the place to go if you're an Indian content creator, you're looking for photos that are real for your next social media post. This is the place to go. I will have a link in the description of this video so you can access this profile. Because as of now, Canva still not has an easy way to find these contributors. So if you go to your homepage and type in @Studio India like so, and you search, you probably won't find this contributor. So that's my one little thing here, that it is quite difficult to find. So even if you go to canva.com/photos, which brings you directly to the photo library, and you type in Studio India @Studio India, like so, you still don't have these photos. This one is not from Studio India. You don't see anything from Studio India in this feed. So that's why we have a link in the description of the video for you to check it out. And this wraps up this week's tutorial. I hope you find a lot of value in this episode. This was episode 13, so don't forget to check out the other episode of the series. We'll have a link right here for you to check them out. And for me, I'm out going back to work with Canva, and I will see you in the next video.